I know what you're thinking. Green! This is amazing, James. You love green. Hello and welcome to the Paint People. My name is James, and today we're reacting to a wonderful article on Decorilla. It's like Godzilla for decorating. I don't know. Anyway, this article was published January 1st, 2023. And it's all about bedroom trends. Your bedroom is your sanctuary. It's the place that you wind down after a long, grueling day or week or month. It's a place where you should really connect with and relax in. So I want to go through this today with you, give you my thoughts, and see if it actually makes sense to me. I'll leave the article in the description below if you want to follow along, but you don't need to because I'm going to put it all up on the screen anyway. And right before we get started, do me a quick solid and hit that like button because YouTube loves it and I love it even more. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is Serene spa-like bedroom trends. This one's very interesting to me because normally, I don't know about you, but I equate spa-like feels with cooler colors, with bathrooms, place where you're going to get your nails done and all that. Not necessarily the bedroom. So it is interesting to bring that spa feeling into the place you sleep as well, because why not? Oftentimes, especially in a primary bedroom, you might have a bathroom nearby, conjoined even. So creating that spa feeling from one space to the next makes a lot of sense to me. And the example that they have here, there is some gray aspects, but it is warmer leaning in general. And we see a lot of that nowadays, right? Natural materials, my boy Buddha looks like. Also not overly colorful either, which makes sense because you don't want any crazy colors throwing off your chi. Am I right? Clean and green designs. Now I know what you're thinking. Green! This is amazing, James. You love green. Duh. I think what they mean here is green in the sense of environmentally friendliness, maybe recycled materials or natural materials or repurposed materials, which I also like. I love the logs going across the ceiling and as an accent wall. I don't think I've ever seen that. Very, very cool. Natural elements are super popular now. They have been for like 6 months in terms of what I've seen at the stores. And I think that's great because I always find that natural materials are always such a natural fit with design. It's materials that have existed within nature longer than we've existed. So it's something that we can all connect to and relate to. And there is that revitalizing aspect of real things, real living things, rather than overly calculated and manufactured materials, which can also serve a purpose as well, but it just doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? Also, sustainably sourced materials. That's also good stuff, as long as it actually is sustainably sourced and not just branded as such. Because we all know there's companies that actually do good work for the environment, and then there's other companies that just pretend to. They also talk about organic cotton linens, wood furniture, rattan, clay even, stone, all that stuff. Sounds great. A little bit wabi-sabi, am I right? Coastal grandma. Okay, so it seems like Coastal and Grand Millennial have combined forces to create Coastal Grandma. And I'm for it, honestly, because I still like Coastal, even though it can be overdone, especially when you don't live by the coast. And then Grand Millennial, Grandma Chic, it has that interesting dynamic of having a connection to history. And oftentimes it's your own personal history of your family, because if you've inherited pieces from your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents, that's a really unique thing that you can't get at a big box store, right? Both conceptually and also physically. Like these tangible items that are going to be unique to you and you have that really nice bond with, I think is an awesome thing. So in the example that they give here, it looks a little more Grand Millennial than Coastal. I think the coastal elements are supposed to be a little more subtle. So you can see those oceanic nautical elements in the color scheme. So you got some blues there. Looks like that dresser might have been from the Titanic. It looks a bit waterlogged, a bit weathered. But I think that's an interesting teaching point in general. You can feel free to combine different design styles all you want. It's always a good idea to have one design style, in that case, to take a more prominent role, and then have the other in a more supportive fashion, namely the color palette, perhaps. Or one or two pieces that still fit the overall theme. Art Deco Revisited. So this is one that is fine. It doesn't really mesh with me. I feel like this example especially is a little more glam, like old world glam, which is great if it suits your personality. It's not going to be for everyone. Personally, I'm more of a fan of Art Deco architecture versus interior design elements. I got to visit Napier a few times in New Zealand, which is basically the Art Deco capital of the South Pacific or whatever. It was an amazing place to visit. But in terms of the more glam aspects of Art Deco, not for me. I do like that powdery pink on the walls though, not gonna lie. So I can vibe with that. But the gold aspects here and there, it's okay to me, but not really doing a whole lot. Maxed comfort. Now this one seems obvious. I'm glad we're making a note that a bedroom should be comfortable, because that's the primary role of a bedroom. The function of a bedroom is to rest your body, to sleep, to relax. So when you're designing your bedroom, make sure it's conducive to a good night's sleep. And the best way of doing that is having cozy elements. Big plush blankets. My favorite are those nice padded cushiony headboards. So if your pillow manages to escape you in the middle of the night, you're leaning against something nice and cushiony rather than a rock hard wooden headboard. Oversized pillows, throw blankets, beautiful curtains, anything that really creates that beautiful, comforting energy, I think is a nice thing. Lighting, maybe your lighting is a bit warmer, a little cozier, not as blue and fluorescent, which is a bit too jarring, and all that blue light can really affect your sleep too, but also not really bombarding the space with a ton of stuff. So here they're saying excess clutter detracts from the enjoyment of any room. So you don't want to overdo it, but you still want to fill out the space with nice and fluffy things. I like that. So a couple more here. High quality modern curtains. Sure, blackout curtains are always fun, but you can also layer your curtains up so you can have one layer of blackout when you need it, and then a layer that's a little more soft and translucent if you want to let some light in, but still have some privacy. I think that's always a good idea. Mix and match bold patterns and really embracing those colors. Also throw pillows, sort of changing those up. A little bit of a maximalist approach, a bit bohemian, but not in the sense where you're having your whole design just be a bit of everything. Just in small pockets here and there. I think it's always a good idea to not go matchy-matchy with all of your fabrics and your pillows. That's a cool thing. Upholstered bed and headboards, I'm a big fan of. I have one myself. It's great. Again, nice and soft, cushiony stuff on my head when I'm sleeping. But not too often though, because you don't want that to get dirty after a while, because, you know, bodily oils and all that. Accent walls, still a thing. Although the example they have here with this green wall, I've seen that for years. So maybe try something a bit different. Like the other example they give with that really cool, trippy sort of geometric shapes that they have on the walls. Perhaps a bit jarring, but good thing you're not facing that wall when you're trying to sleep. And also your eyes are closed when you're sleeping. So that helps. Terrific teal hues. I love teal in the bedroom. And even though red and burgundy is a big thing, which they do touch on as well, teal has that soothing, aquatic quality that is very serene and amazing for a bedroom. Just really chills me out. A touch of black is back. Black is really cool. So you don't need to just have a little accents here and there. In this example, they've painted the ceiling black, although it looks like they didn't do a great job because it looks very patchy. So if you're painting your ceiling black, try and get the flattest paint you can so it hides any imperfections that you will see, because you will see them, especially if it isn't applied properly. Warming terracotta, huge trend today. Make sure you like terracotta before you go and decide to change your whole color scheme, because even though it's trendy, it has to be trendy with you. It has to resonate with you. If you do want to explore some of these terracotta colors, we've talked about a ton of them in this video here. This is actually Sherwin-Williams' current color of the year, and it definitely fits within that terracotta vibe. So check this out.